Okay, here's the beginning of my video. I have decided to start making some YouTube videos because I have a lot of hobbies. Oh, here are my hands. I have a lot of hobbies and things that I like to hyper focus on, and I tend to monologue and bug people a little bit too much, maybe typically my wife. So, this channel that I'm going to make, my hands again, I don't know what to do with my hands, right? It's like Ricky Bobby, what do I do with my hands? I decided to make some videos just really for my own purposes. I just want to be able to get some of my feelings out and monologue a little bit about my hobbies. So today I decided this my first video I'm going to start on with a hobby that I have, and that is I play the harmonica. Now, this is not going to be like a how to play the harmonica video. I'm not going to talk about like music theory or much past that. This is mostly just going to be talking about my own like of the harmonica and how I started playing them, things like that. So I'm going to start with this harmonica, right? So I think we've all seen a harmonica before. We know what harmonicas are. This one is where's the camera? There it is. It's a Suzuki Bluesmaster. It comes in this nice plastic case. Now, there is different types of brands, obviously. There's this one's Suzuki. I'll show some of the brands in a minute. And there's different quality tiers of harmonicas. So when I was a kid, I had some harmonicas. I think a lot of people had harmonicas when they're kids. And they're typically not very high quality because they're just toys. You just kind of play them, goof around with them, leave them in a drawer and forget about them forever. That's what I had growing up. But I always liked them. I thought harmonicas were fun. And it's just one of those things, something about the harmonica I like. I can't really explain why I like it. Um, it's just something I like. So anyway, a couple years ago, actually several years ago now, it was my birthday, and I went to the music store, and I used to have several old harmonicas, those old childhood ones, and I kept pretty good care of them. But my kids, when they were little, they got a hold of them, and they really wanted to play with them, and they abused them pretty bad. They'd stick like the whole thing in their mouth and blow on them, and they got kind of gross. And I let them. I didn't really care. It was whatever because they're having a lot of fun, and they were cheap anyway, so didn't really bother me. But a few years went by, and I was like, man, I really miss playing the harmonica. So I went to the music store and I started looking into actual nice harmonicas. So the childhood ones, those are pretty cheap, 5-10 bucks a piece. A nice professional grade harmonica, you're looking probably 50 bucks or more per harmonica. And that's because it's a professional instrument, let's be honest. So you have to have higher quality materials. On this case here, explains, it's made in Japan, it's the Bluesmaster, it's a 10-hole diatonic harmonica. That's the most common you'll see. I'm going to open that up in a second. And on the side, it shows the key. So each individual harmonica comes in only one specific key, whereas like a guitar, piano, whatever, can play multiple keys. Harmonicas are tuned to just one key, but you can play multiple keys on them. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but let me show you the harmonica. So this case itself, it's pretty good plastic. It's like ABS or something probably. But I put these pieces of felt in there because I felt without them, it kind of rattles around there. So my wife had this felt and I just stuck it in there. That doesn't rattle. Other cases I have for different harmonicas don't have that issue. It is what it is. It's not really a big deal. So this is the Suzuki Bluesmaster 10-hole diatonic harmonica. And I gotta say, it's really pretty. So obviously Bluesmaster, made in Japan. You notice it says number 1 through 10. This one's in the key of C. The back here says Suzuki. So this was my first nice harmonica. I'm gonna play a little bit so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. So beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I've had it for several years, and it's very, very nice. So most modern harmonicas are going to have this middle part here is called the comb. It's going to be made out of plastic. Traditionally, they're made out of wood, but wood combs sometimes had problems with moisture because you're putting it on your mouth. They would maybe swell or warp or whatever. Plastic is a better choice for that in that regard. Some people say it affects the tone. Some people says it doesn't. I mean, you'd have to have a pretty distinguishing ear to notice the difference, if you ask me. But you know, I have some wooden combed harmonicas. I have some plastic combed harmonicas. Whatever. So this one, we're at key of C. Now, after playing for a while, I was like, I need some more keys. Now, I mentioned keys before because traditionally these are tuned to one key. Key of C is for this one. Most of the harmonicas you buy are going to be in key of C. That's the most common key. However, most rock and blues harmonica is played, let's say if they're on this harmonica in the key of C, you play a blues song, you're going to be playing the key of G. Meaning, if you blow on a harmonica, right, that's a C chord. If you draw in, if you draw in breath, that is a G chord. So I'm not going to get too much theory. It's like circle of fifths and all this kind of stuff. But second position is what it's called. So you can play multiple keys on one harmonica. Playing a C harp in the key of C is called straight harp. Playing in second position called cross harp. And there's many other positions, but those are the most common, right? So I don't want to get too much into it, but we'll leave that off to the side for a second because I'd been playing for a little bit and it was time to get more harmonicas. So I decided instead of just getting one at a time, I would get several. So I got this box set. Suzuki Blues Masters. Oh my goodness, it's the same one. Suzuki Blues Masters. Now, this is a great set because there's 6 individual harmonicas in here. So snap it open. It's a really cool case. I kept it in the case. Open it up, and there you go. 6 individual harmonicas. Now, each key is going to be either lower or higher than other ones. So I put it in alphabetical order, in order of the lowness or the highness of the key. So you can get lower than G. They have like low F, low E, things like that. Those are kind of specialized. You don't see those too often. Most commonly, the lowest one you can buy at a store would be G. The highest would be the F. Okay. Now, I don't have every single key because if you know anything about music, there's flats and sharps. There's no E in here, by the way, but it's still a great set. So G, A, B flat, not a B, B flat. It's actually a very good key. It's very bluesy. C, D, and F. And the cool thing is if you're playing these in cross harp, it automatically makes it like doubles the amount of keys you can play in, which is pretty cool. So for instance, D, I believe cross harp would be the key of A. Remember, so D, E, F, G, A. Yeah. I think A is then the key of E. So that's really common for like rock and roll and things like that. Anyway, just to give you kind of an example. So this is the G. So I have 2 of these now, right? This came in key of C. Bloop. You notice there's a key of C in here. So now I have 2. But this one I've had longer. I don't know if you can see it, but I had this one for so long and I was playing it. The gold Suzuki on the back is worn out. It's more like silver now because I rubbed off all the paint or whatever it was. So we listened to the C, right? That's really in the middle of the keys. A G is so much lower. And then in comparison, an F, way higher. So lowest to highest. Very crazy. So that was the next thing I got. Now this expands the amount of songs you can play, because most, I mean, you can learn in any key. And most instruction books you'll get will be in the key of C. But let's say you listen to a song by the Rolling Stones, and you're like, wow, man, it's a great song. I want to learn the harmonica part that Mick Jagger's playing. Oh, turns out he's playing that with a D harmonica. Well, what are you going to do? You can practice it. You won't be able to play along with the record. You can practice it on any harmonica and still learn it. But if you want to be able to play it accurately to the song, you need the key that that artist is playing in. So this was a really cool set. I honestly forget how much it cost, but it's super cool. Very helpful if you're learning and you're actually serious about playing the harmonica. You need to get a set kind of like this one. Now, the other, I only have one other Suzuki. This one's a Suzuki Manji. It's actually the guy Suzuki, that's his first name, Manji Suzuki. It's still a 10-hole diatonic. All these are 10-hole diatonic. But I'll show you the difference between Bluesmaster, I'll bring this down, and the Manji. First off, the case is different. This one has like molded plastic in there, so it actually fits. And that's nice. Right off the bat, you can tell, very different. Screw place is different. This is in the middle. This is kind of up front near your mouth. The comb is very different. This is plastic. This one, it's like a resin. It's got wood in there. So supposedly, according to Suzuki, this gives you the durability and the usefulness of plastic, but with the tone of wood. Does it really? I have no idea. I don't know if my ear is that attuned to it, but it's a great harmonica. It feels different in your mouth. If you just look at the way the comb sits against the cover plates, it proceeds out like these, the plates with the reeds. So when you play a harmonica, you're actually vibrating the reeds in each hole. There's 2 per hole, right? You blow it in, vibrate one reed, draw back in, you're vibrating the other reed. So you get 2 different notes per hole. And the reed plates on this one, the way it's positioned is different than this one. So it's going to feel different in your mouth. Some people prefer one over the other. I don't play enough. I'm not professional to really, I feel, make a difference. Anyway, I actually carry this one everywhere I go. I have a bag that I keep like my everyday carry stuff. I always have a harmonica on me. Sometimes at work, like on my lunch break, I'll go for a quick walk. And while I'm out, I'll practice my harmonica. It's a lot of fun. So that's the Manji. It's a really nice instrument. They just came out with another one. You can get it on Amazon. I forget why it makes that one special. But they have another Manji. And Suzuki has a lot of harmonicas. These are the 10-hole diatonic. They have chromatic harmonicas, which are much larger, and they have a push button because it plays every single note of the chromatic scale. So you just need one harmonica to play everything. I don't have any of those. Those are actually kind of expensive. Okay, if you notice, each harmonica I have actually comes with a story too, which is kind of fun. So moving on to the next one. My sister knew I played harmonica. She was going to get me a present. I think it was my birthday again. A lot of things happen on my birthday. And she was going to send me a case. So these come in these plastic cases. I wanted like a zippered case where you can put it in, it zips around, and they're pretty cool. And that's what she ordered it. She ordered online on Amazon a zippered case for harmonica. For whatever reason, it got mixed up and I got this instead. And I didn't complain. I thought this was pretty cool. It's a little dusty. It's sitting in my drawer. I don't play this too much. I'm not a huge Billy Joel fan either. But this is a Hohner harmonica. And Hohner and I think other brands do it too, but they're famous for being around. They're probably the most well-known brand, Hohner, and I've owned more Hohner harmonicas, but they have signature harmonicas. This one just happens to be the Billy Joel one. Um, they've done others. I'm not going to list every single one. They have like an Ozzy Osbourne one they did for a while because he actually is a harmonica player. A lot of people don't know that. Among others, doesn't really matter. But anyways, it comes in this cool box, so you can kind of see bottom here. Nothing too, Billy Joel signature harp, key of C, made in Germany, enjoy music, whatever. It's this is actually a magnetic closure, which is pretty cool. You open it up. Picture Billy Joel there with a harmonica. Not even this actual type of harmonica. I think he's probably playing a marine band. You get this thing, Piano Man. You open it up. Congratulations, whatever. A note from him. And then it gives the notes how to play the opening part of Piano Man, famously on harmonica. So this is the Billy Joel. It's kind of stuck in this little thing. Pop it back out. It is pretty nice. So the cover plate does say Billy Joel. It's got 1 through 10 on there. The bottom, very common for Hohner harmonicas. It's got all this extra stuff on there. On the comb itself, which is wood, I forget what kind of wood. I'll be honest with you, I didn't do any research. It's the key of C, right? Most common. And it sounds great. Honers have a very nice sound to them. And I feel they're a little louder than my Suzuki's. They're both great. Like it's hard to compare one to the other because they do play a little differently. But this is it was a kind of a happy accident. I wasn't expecting to get a signature Billy Joel harmonica, but I did. So I kept it. I thought it was really cool. My sister's like, "Do you want to return it and get the case?" I'm like, "Heck no, this is cool." So pretty fun. Now my son, I have another son. Actually, I have 4 kids: 3 sons, 1 daughter. My middle son, for a little bit, he wanted to get into harmonicas too. I think it was part of homeschooling. They could do an instrument or something. So we ended up buying him this 3-pack of harmonicas, and it comes in 3 keys. The sticker came off this one, but it's key of C, key of G, key of A. Those are very common keys to play for the harmonica. These are Honers, just like the Billy Joel one. This is their blues harp, which is a really nice harmonica, actually. And I'm going to pop it open. I do like their case. Their case is very form-fitting to the harmonica. It's got holes in the bottom because you're going to put a lot of moisture in a harmonica when you're playing it. So this helps it kind of dry out a little bit. Push on both sides here, pops it open. There's the harmonica. It's really secure in there. So if you notice on the sides here, the plastic, it's like the harmonica is wedged in there. So you put it in and slide it in, and it's upside down. It's not coming out. It's a good design. And on the inside says Hohner there too. Pretty cool. They did a good job with their cases. I don't like all their cases are like that, but these ones are. So the Hohner Blues Harp, 1 through 10. This is also a wooden comb. Not much to say about this one. It's actually the same type of harmonica as the Billy Joel. And you'll notice that if you know anything about harmonicas and how they're constructed, if you go to the Hohner website and you look up their signature harmonicas, oftentimes all they are is a standard harmonica. Sometimes just they're like blues harp. And all they did, they took off the cover plate and they would just put someone else's thing on there. So this harmonica and this harmonica are exactly the same. The only difference, this one says Billy Joel and this one doesn't. Pretty fun. These are great. I think Honers, like I said, are louder. The type of reeds they put in here, these are phosphor bronze in Suzuki's. which apparently last longer. They're, I think, thinner, but they say they're stronger, I believe, if I remember correctly. These are brass. Traditionally, they're all done brass. Brass is a good choice because they don't rust. Brass doesn't rust. It'll get a patina, but the moisture won't rust it, which is helpful. And the way they tune it is a bit different than other. So if you want kind of the old school blues sound, the way honers are tuned, I don't want to get into all the details because quite frankly, I don't really understand it all. Honers do sound a bit bluesier to some people. Ironically, I'm playing on a blues master. So some people say it doesn't really matter. Some people say it definitely matters. And you got people on both sides. Does it matter to me? No. I think either one sounds fantastic. Awesome. I love these ones actually. I carry these a lot too. I like them. So I said they were my son's. He kind of liked them for a little bit, and then they sat in his drawer for a couple of years. He just kind of got in, or didn't really get into them. So I asked him, like, I play the harmonica a lot. Can I just have them? And he's like, yeah, you can have them. I'm not going to use them. So I got 3 extra harmonicas, and I really like them a lot. My last one that I own, Lee Oscar. Now, I specifically bought this one. It's the only one I have in the key of E, which is a pretty high key. But I bought it only because I wanted to play a song by the Rolling Stones. And it just so happened that that song was, you needed an E harp. But I wanted to get it anyway because I didn't have any. Now, this is a different brand. This is the Oscar. So the Oscar is a very famous harmonica player. So it's actually done by this company named Tombo. They're a Japanese harmonica company. Tombo, Japan, the Oscar. The Oscar is most famous for being the harmonica player in the band War. So remember that song Lowrider? That's him playing the harmonica on that really famous opening riff for that song. And he's a really pretty good musician in his own right. Honestly, he's one of the best. So this one's really unique for a couple of reasons. One, out of all the other harmonica brands, these ones, it's not uncommon to break a reed. Those reeds are sensitive, they're going to break them like you break a guitar string. So sometimes it can be hard to find replacement reed plates. He makes it real easy. He makes it so you can take this thing apart, buy just the reed plate, which is much cheaper than buying a whole harmonica, placing it and doing it. He also has different things. So this is a major key. It's in the key of E, obviously. And he has minor keys. He has, I don't even remember anymore. There's several. There's a lot of different types of tunings. Country tunings. He has one, I think, that's tuned to like a blues scale. It's kind of crazy. And some people really like them. I only have the one. All I wanted to do is just, pretty straight music on here. Now, at the beginning of my video, I talked about keys. So this one's the key of E. This is another thing, a really cool thing about these guys, about Lee Oscar harmonicas. On one side, I'll show first position. So you want to play first position, key of E. And now, most of the time, you got to guess or do math or whatever. You're counting your head. So E, F, G, A, B. Oh, okay, it's 5 steps away. I know this is second position will be B. He just writes it on there. Second position, B. 2 most common keys. He actually just writes it right on the comb. Makes it much easier. I like this one a lot. I don't play it as much. For some reason, the corner here, I have a beard. Not a very long beard, but my mustache gets caught in this. It's really strange. But I did buy it. I can play that one Rolling Stone song, and I play other things on here too, but it's pretty high, and it's a great harmonica. Their cases are pretty cool, because it tells what it is, major diatonic. So if you get like a different type, it'll say right on, like minor. or whatever. Now, supposedly, I only have one, so I've never done it myself. This groove here and these here, you can snap them together. So if you have multiple Lee Oscar, you can put them all together and you just pop it open and you get your harmonicas out. There was one time I was carrying this in my pocket, in my jacket, and I bent over, slipped out, it fell, and this little piece that's supposed to latch in there broke. So it doesn't want to close anymore, which kind of is a bummer. But some people only play Lee Oscars. I mean, I think, and I was talking about Mick Jagger. Traditionally, he played, just like everyone else, played a Hohner Marine band. But more recently, if you see him playing on stage, I believe it's a Lee Oscar. They're good. They're really good harmonicas. The last two I'm going to show you. So I mentioned my middle son, he liked harmonicas a little bit. My daughter, my youngest, she likes them too. So I bought her this. So she's some decorations. She wrote on there, Claire, Cat, that's actually her initials, C-A-T. She took the sticker from here, put it there. She thought that was cool. This is a Hohner Special 20. So this is probably the most popular Hohner harmonica. Most people are like, oh, I want to start playing harmonica seriously. What should I buy? Everyone's like, get a Special 20. There's something special about this Special 20. This one was specifically made for, I think, breast cancer awareness. Breast cancer awareness. Oh, I don't know what awareness is. Awareness. And so the comb is pink. Now, no one in my direct, well, I think my mom might have had, I don't know if she had breast cancer or just a scare, a lump or something. I think that was years and years ago, but like my wife's never had it or nothing like that. So I didn't buy this necessarily for that reason, but my daughter loves the color pink, and so I couldn't help but get her our harmonica. Plus, it does support a good cause. I think breast cancer awareness is actually really good. This is the case for it. It's a pretty good case. It's molded so the harmonica fits in there. This is her, so I won't play it. It's really just like all the other ones. The only difference is instead of a black comb, it's pink. And I'll be honest, I like the color pink. I know pink isn't supposed to be super popular, but with guys anyway, I like the color pink. I think pink's a cool color. So I would play this and not be embarrassed at all. Plus, it is a good, Special 20s are really good. I've borrowed this from her on occasion and played it, and it's really nice. Most people that, like I said, if they're a beginner and they want to get serious, everyone's like, oh, just buy a Special 20 because it's quite good. It's easy to learn on, easy to play with. The only thing is the key is stamped onto the plate there. It's really hard to see. The other ones, it's like right on the plastic or on the side or something. So you can actually buy stickers from different companies. You can just place them right onto your harmonica so you know what the key is without having to look too closely. Lastly, when I bought this one, I think it was this one, I bought it from this website, Rock and Ron's, and they're very cool. I bought that from Rock and Ron's. I bought these from Rock and Ron's. This one from Rock and Ron's. And I won't get too into it. There was a small issue. I was trying to use a gift card, and it wasn't working. And I actually talked to people there. I was on the phone with them, and we're trying to figure out the problem, why it wouldn't work. I was trying to buy something, and they were really cool. And we figured it out. We figured out a solution. But to show that they were really cool, what they did, they actually sent me a couple extra things in the package. So I gave this to my daughter because there's pink beads on it, but it's like this little baby harmonica. Now I have another one. It's a keychain harmonica. It's the exact same one, but it's on a keychain. The screw came out. I'm not sure how it happened. So it just sits in my drawer. I haven't fixed it, but this is my daughter's. She'll wear it. It's got pink beads on it. Like I said, I don't mind pink, but I thought she'd appreciate it more. And she'll wear it occasionally. She throws it on. I'll play it really quick and you hear it. You can play single notes. I have before, but typically it's just there to goof around with. So anyway, that is one of my big hobbies, one of my big hyper focuses. I've bought a lot of harmonicas. I like harmonicas. I like to play harmonicas. I listen to a lot of harmonica music. In fact, I have a whole playlist on Spotify of just songs that I have found that have harmonica in them. Rock songs, blues songs. Sometimes you'd be surprised. Like I'll find or hear a song and I'm like, oh, I didn't know Supertramp has a song with harmonica on it, and they do, and it's a great song. Um, I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I have to look it up. But anyway, that's a nice thing. You can be surprised with the harmonica. My wife isn't the biggest fan of harmonica music, but she admits she likes it more now that I've gotten better from practicing over the years. So that's always good. It means I've gotten a little better. Anyway, that is all of my harmonicas. The next thing I'm going to buy, I used to have one, I don't have it anymore, are those neck holders you can put onto your neck so as you play guitar, which I also play, you can play harmonica with it. I used to have one and it broke. I just never bought one again.